Hey, it's Maya McNulty, and I want to share with you today 6 benefits of storytelling. Most of the time, when people or someone is struck by trauma, they are afraid to tell their story. I know I was in the very beginning. In fact, I really didn't want to talk about COVID and what was happening and long COVID and what was going through my mind, my body, my life, right? My family, the privacy. And I've found healing. I found healing through storytelling. And I want to share it with you, the 6 steps that I used. And perhaps if you're struggling with storytelling or struggling to tell your story, maybe I hope it'll help somebody today. Number 1 is to communicate. When you start communicating with others, you find your tribe and you also find solutions. You also start to mitigate the risk of loneliness, depression, being by yourself, because you're not in it by yourself. You really aren't. There's so many other people that you can inspire or lend hope to that are going through the same thing as you are. And I found that as I was talking to more people that were suffering from long COVID and or were passing away from COVID and or were on a ventilator or trach. And by me communicating my story and telling them, I was able to build a community, my COVID wellness community. And that's number 2. If there's not a community out there like there wasn't when COVID first started in March of 2020, and I was hospitalized for 69 days in a medical induced coma, I needed to find a community, because even the physical therapists and the doctors, they didn't know what was happening, right? And my voice, I had lost my voice for such a long period of time that 10 months. I had to do voice pathology and speech. So I started to mourn myself. I mourned who I was before COVID. And that brings me to number 3, to manage your grief. By telling your story, you start to manage your grief. You're able to start to find that, reclaim that, restore in your life. Managing your grief gives you hope. I was able to release anger. I was mad. Why did this happen to me? So I started to release anger, and that's number 4. By storytelling, you can start to release anger and know that it's not your fault and that you're not alone. Number 5 is you're not alone. And number 6 is it helps to inspire others. By telling your story and knowing that you're not alone, it helps to inspire others. It brings hope, and it also brings solutions. For us, it brought a new way of thinking through advocacy and helping those that are less fortunate than myself. I hope that helps.